And maybe not. Okay, hey everybody. So my name is Jeremy. I'm the founder of Social Connector, and every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're doing some kind of training. Mondays and Wednesdays, we are live inside of our Zoom group, and Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're giving some kind of tip. Really excited about what we've got coming up next week. I've got some experts from out of town. If you didn't know what an expert was, it's anybody from out of town. That's why I can get an adult outside of my life to tell my kid he should clean his room, and he will, because he's an expert. He's someone from out of town. Doesn't matter what dad says. I'm from in town. So we've got some experts coming in the next couple sessions. We've got Dana will be here tomorrow, not in Zoom, but she'll be live, and she'll be doing some Canva stuff with all the new Canva updates. We've got Jenna's coming. Jenna Cowan is going to come, and she's going to do some really cool things on pipelines and opportunities. That's all coming up to show you guys and that works at every subscription level, 27, 67, 97. But tonight, because I made this crazy last second, you guys, one of the things about being a part of Social Connector is that you have to be flexible. Because I will tell you, I'm never going to do something and then I do it. And this is something I said I'd never do. I said I would never offer an extension, a Chrome extension by itself ever. And I would only do things in our subscription base, and that's all it would ever be. And they'll only be bonus tools. And then I changed my mind. And so the reason I changed my mind is that this tool actually is a pretty great tool. It's brand new, and it literally doesn't, if you've purchased it already, you know that there's very limited training. I've given you all the training I had, and that's it. Even some of the training says that there's training, and there's no training. So we're going to have more of it. I'm going to build my own because I've learned a lot already. I made a huge mistake I'll tell you about this morning. It was hilarious because I didn't understand something. And sometimes being an early adopter, you get bit. I tell you guys that all the time. But we also benefit from being early adopters. And so I believe this tool, as it relates to our Facebook stuff, is going to revolutionize your engagement and connection. It is phenomenal once you get it up and running. And so tonight we're going to take a deep dive into what is called Genius Engager and and talk about exactly what it's intended to do and how it can help you. And so I'm going to share my screen here. I've already sharing my screen with everyone in the recording. And you can ask as many questions as you want. We're going to take our time, and we're really going to go through this so that you understand it. But feel free to ask as many questions as you want in the chat, and I will grab them. So here's the concept of Engager. Okay. And we're going to talk a lot about this at our Connection Accelerator workshop. By the way, we broke 100 in people that have RSVP'd for the accelerator. I'm going to keep letting people come in because we're going to provide the recording. But once it hits 100 in the room, you won't be able to get in. So just know that when we do this on June 5th, I had to send out an oopsie because I said June 8th, but on our email. But once it hits on June 5th, when we hit 100 people, you won't be able to get in. And in our Connection Accelerator workshop, we're going to focus on the things that our most successful connectors are doing, even if they don't realize they're doing it. And we're going to give DMOs, daily method of operation, for that type of engagement. So that if you only had 15 minutes to sit down at your desk and actually work in a day, you would still accomplish a lot. And then we're going to show you how you can spend an hour of work while you're in the shower. The shower hour. That sounds weird, but we're going to show you how you can do that if you use the tools provided to you by Social Connector and our partners. Okay? This tool, again, it is 100%. It is a brand new tool. And it's so brand new. I'm going to speak. I'm not giving you this. Don't hold me to this. I believe I am one of less than 10 providers from Genius. So Genius offers these tools to us. We turn around and we offer them to our communities. And they're limiting how many people are going to be allowed to offer this tool to their community. There's less than 10 of us, I believe. And once it hits 10, we will be the only 10 offers of this tool. So pretty excited about that. But this tool is intended to maximize engagement. And what it will do is we have tools that will respond to people who engage with us. But here's the problem. And my wife is in network marketing, and I've said this for years. Everyone has a wave. If you're a digital marketer and you're selling like master resale courses, if you're a network marketer and you're offering tools and services, if you're a direct seller or an affiliate marketer and you're sharing products that you really love, like Social Connector, if you're doing that, when you first start, you're going to have a wave. Can everyone relate to that? Like the first time you told people, oh my gosh, I found this new thing and I love it, you had this giant wave of people who came your way. It felt like all you had to do was make a post and sit there and the orders would roll in. And it was like an amazing feeling. But just like all true waves, I'm from San Diego, all true waves eventually crash. And eventually, when you're a surfer, I grew up surfing at a place called San Alejo. There were sets. And you got in on a set of waves, and then what would happen is there'd be a set break. And you would sit and you would wait for that set break to be over for the next set so that you could ride the waves again. In marketing, those set breaks can be painful, right? They can be super painful because that also equals income break. And we are trying to reach as many people. We can't afford to have too many set breaks. The problem is we have to take steps to create more waves. When I would go swimming at my friend Sean Sullivan's house, I would get on a boogie board at the back of his pool, and we would just up and down on this boogie board, or I think we call them body boards now. We would up and down, and we'd create our own waves. That's what Genius Engager AI is all about. It's about creating our own waves. Because instead of posting and praying people come to us, we have got to create an environment where we are constantly engaging in hopes to find the next person who needs the solution to the problem that we've built enough relationship with them that they share it with us. Go look at any major guru out there, and I am not one, but go look at any major guru out there, the Bob Heiligs, the Ray Higdons, the Coach Fraser Brooks, all of them out there will tell you, build relationships, talk to people, get into messages. You have to do that. What Genius Engager AI is going to do for you is allow that process to work automatically, and it does it surprisingly well. I was actually extremely I was skeptical when I first got the announcement of this over 6 months ago that it was coming. As a matter of fact, I had an opportunity to be a part of it early on. And I said, no, I don't trust it. I wish I'd have done it early on because it would have been really helpful for all of us. But I didn't, and so here we are. But here's what this tool is built to do. Number one, obviously, as you can see, it's built to give you analytics and data about what you're doing. Okay. But what this tool does is it goes into your feed, and I'm going to give you the breakdown of what it's doing now, and then I'll give you the breakdown of what it will do when it's fully featured, because there's a whole lot of features that are coming. Okay. But the current iteration of it, the current version that's out right now, what this tool will do for you is it will go into your Facebook feed. You can tell it to focus only on your feed. So no groups, no pages, no ads. Okay. It will go through your feed. And it will first and foremost, it will react in a smart way to people's posts in your feed. And if that's all you want it to do, it will just do that. It will go through your feed and it will just simply react. And it does reactions. Like I said, it does reactions in a smart way. What I mean by smart is it takes, and it's very similar to another tool that we offer called Genius Replies, but it takes the post that it sees, and it looks at how many likes, hearts, wows, cares, or angry faces that a post has. And it says, oh, the majority of people that reacted to this post gave it a heart, a love. So then it follows in turn. So it makes sure it stays in line with what's common, so that suddenly if someone just posted that they lost their dog, their dog is missing and it ran away, it doesn't put a haha on there, because you wouldn't want that. So it does it in a smart way. It says, what are most people doing? Okay, I'm going to do that too. So that's the first thing it does, is it engages via reaction, which is great in itself. We actually have a social connector who uses Genius Replies on a daily basis, who has started brand new clients simply from using Genius Replies. Okay. So that in itself is great. The next thing that it does, if you turn this on and allow it to, is it will post a series of smart replies. It will grab a certain comment that you have created. Okay. So you write in the types of comments. So you say to the tool, hey, if I like something, I want you to reply with a comment that says this. And I'll show you this in a second, but it'll use what's called spin tags to make it unique. It can actually tag the person, and you can give it like 100 different comments that you want, and very specific, your words, because some people are scared of AI, and that's okay. It will use your words, and it will comment, and it will choose from any of your comments that you like. And it will do that. And so it's a little bit more generic, but also safe. So if it gives a like, it might say something like, I really like this, because that's what you said. Okay. Thanks for sharing this. This is great, because that's what you said. And it'll randomly choose those comments and give different comments to every single person as it goes through your feed. If you're adventurous like me and you want to get the most out of this tool, you can actually use AI to train the tool to review the content of the post. It'll read the text of the post. It will then, based on the personality that you've trained it to have, and I'll show you that in a second, it will then comment in a relevant way as well, and including tagging the person who made the post if you wanted to, in a relevant way to both its reaction. So if it likes something, it knows it liked it, and it comments that, as well as relevant to the content of the post. And it will engage the person the way you want it to, so that every single comment is unique. Okay? Just that alone will prime the algorithm for you and build more connections. Can you imagine how many of us don't have time, or feel like we don't have time in our day to sit there and go through our feed and go, ooh, I need to like that. Ooh, I should comment on that. Or we go, I don't really know what to say. Unfortunately, these days, AI is actually smarter than us in some of these regards when we train it right. And it doesn't have the hesitation of rejection that we have. And I want you to think about that. How many things have you thought to say to someone, but you don't really want to say it because you don't want to get rejected? Oh, they're going to think I'm trying to sell them. Oh, they're going to think this of me. Oh, they're going to do that. I don't want to be that person. AI doesn't care. So it just does it. This is also true of why you need to have really good follow-up systems in place for when someone cancels an order with you, that you automatically send out a reply to them via text and go, hey, I saw you cancel your order. What's your plan? Because if it does it automatically, you don't have to think about it. And then you won't be like, oh, I don't want to be that person, right? And so this will do it's easy. It's not hard to build, guys. And I'll show you that. So that's what it does. Thoughts, comments in the chat, please give them to me. I want to see what your thoughts are. Like, ooh, is that exciting? Does that scare you? This is the night to talk about that. Okay. Or how do I get it? Or is it a part of my plan? All those questions there's nothing off limits. Okay. So let's go into the actual tool. All right. So this is just our dashboard of the tool, and I'm going to walk through everything that it does. So I want to show you a little bit about what it actually does. So this is our activity log, and you can see that I've been running it for a couple days now. So I'll show you here. Here's a great one. So great example of someone in my feed. And I will tell you, I probably would not have posted. I probably wouldn't have commented on this, but I ended up getting a friend out of it. She sent me a friend request after this. So Christine says, if you've been watching, let me just say this, Who Joins You Matters. She goes in this whole thing. She talks about Whitney and how Whitney was a speaker and all this stuff. And then she's celebrating Whitney. Look at my response. Congrats to Whitney. Culture, community, and systems truly make a difference. Success does leave clues, and you're clearly on the right path. Keep crushing it. I also loved it. Okay. All it was is an encouragement post. That's all it was. I got a friend request from Christine after this. Now, Christine is a part of our community in a quiet way, but I got a friend request from her on this. I actually don't even like my comment on this. And when I saw this, that's why I'm using this one. It made me go in and go, oh, I need to refine the AI for this. But Christine didn't care, and it engaged with her. That's just one of them. Let's look at another one here. Here we go. This is Jenny. She's a social connector too. She went live. Do you let circumstances control you? So I commented on this. Oh, it's going to get loud sorry. Let me mute this. Sure enough, I responded in a way that is true to me. Learning to navigate circumstances without letting them control you is a powerful skill. It can be quite freeing. It's just based on what she put in the title. Do you let them control you? It knows me, that I'm uplifting, I'm positive. And so that is actually something I would say. Okay. So it's literally, and she liked it. She loved it. Okay. So these are the kind of things, and it just goes through your feed and it begins to find and engage with people. I mean, that's cool, right? Am I the only one who thinks that's cool? I think that's phenomenal what that does for me. It's something I should be doing every day, but I don't have the time. So that's giving an idea. And look, it just went through and did these over a 2-day period. I actually wasn't paying attention, and I had it scheduling to work. Okay. Yeah. The thought of it scared you until you saw the demo. Right. I get that, Sue. It was scary. I get that. Okay. So now how do we actually run it? So let's go into the settings here. Let's look at engage in some of the things that you can control, because I want you to know you're in control of this tool. That's what's also cool. You are in control of this tool. Okay. So first of all, let's talk about how it works. So one of the things that I was concerned about right away is I have people in my life that post, it feels like every 15 minutes. Like, do you guys know those people? They're the oversharers in small groups in your church, but they're also the overposters on Facebook. Yeah. And I'm probably one of those, but I have those people. So, okay, I'll talk. That's a great question, Kim. I see that. We'll talk about it. So there are those people. And so I don't want it to comment on every one of that person's posts. I don't want it to do that. There's a beautiful feature. So first, when we talk about run settings, you can tell it how long you want it to wait before it engages the same friend again. So I can say, oh, if you've responded to Roland's post, don't do it again. 1,440 minutes, I believe, is 1 day. So only respond to Roland once a day. Okay, so that's one of the first things. You can tell it how often to respond to any given person. Delay time, as we all know, Facebook doesn't like anything too fast. Now, I actually think we're going to have to test this until we get in trouble. I actually think that 5 minutes is too long. It just doesn't get enough done. And so I think, and it's always going to add 60 seconds to whatever you do. So if you say 1 minute, it's going to go between 1 minute and 2 minutes. Okay. So I actually think I'm going to drop mine down to every 3 minutes for now and just see how that works for a while. But it will wait before it goes. Remember, we're all about taking things slow. Even though we have a system working this for us, we want this to feel natural. And if you were to do this every 30 seconds, Facebook's like, there's no way you can read a post and comment every 30 seconds. So if a human can't do it, neither should our system do it. Okay. So that's another thing you have control over, is how often it does these things. Next thing you have control over is you don't want it just to go down through an old feed. So what I've told it is every 25 engagements, refresh my Facebook feed. You know how you do that when you tap on Facebook at the top and suddenly you see all the things you hadn't seen yet? Every 25 engagements, it's going to reload your feed so it can see what's new and what's fresh. Okay. So you have control over that. So you're not just doing on old material. It's going to find new content. Then you've got auto start. So that's what I'm using. So every morning, and I love this because you don't have to figure out the time. I'm on Pacific time. Every morning at 6:30 a.m., this is going to run for 25 minutes for me. Okay. My birthdays run at 5:30 in the morning. So it gives them an hour to send out their messages. And then this is running at 6:30 in the morning, so that when I get into something, or to office, I'm ready to work and it's done doing those things. And now I'm just creating content, right? Or working with those who engage with mine. Deep engage, I'll talk about at the end. That's coming soon. You can tell it just to leave a reaction. If you're scared of comments, start with just leaving reactions. You can turn that on. If you're scared of comments, though, just get Genius Replies. It's included with every level of subscription, so don't buy this. Okay? So you don't need this if you just want comments. Okay? You can do a smart default reaction, which is just the AI is going to figure out what it should say. Okay? So instead of looking at what everybody else has done, or in this case, if there isn't one, you can just say, AI, I'm going to trust you on this. You do it. A random mode means it will randomly choose. I wouldn't trust that, but you can do it. Okay. Somebody asked already in the chat, will you be able to choose who you want to, just the people you want it to engage with? Yes. Coming soon is what we call a whitelist. You'll be able to go in and paste the profile of every single person who's on your hundreds list, for example, and you can have the engager only work on their content. Okay. So that's coming soon. Those are some of the features that the reason we're giving you a special deal on this right now, other than the fact that you guys know me, I'll sell it for as cheap as I possibly can. I've always been that way. But the reason that the supplier is allowing me to sell it for a better deal right now for a limited number of people is because it's not fully featured. Okay. So you'll have a chance to where you can go only send to my whitelisted people. All right. Over here, you can tell it, I don't want you to engage with with posts that have angry faces. If angry face is the winner on this thing, then I don't want you to engage with that post. Okay. I don't want you to post. I actually don't trust you to do posts that caring is. I don't want AI to go in and say, I'm really sorry you lost your dog. I don't want that to happen. So ignore those posts. Or sad. We don't want that. So those are the ones I have turned on. You can turn on as many or as few of these as you want, and it will only engage with the ones that are not turned on. You can tell it if it's just a video or if it's just a picture and there's no textual context, then leave it alone. Don't mess with it because we don't actually know what's going on there, and I don't trust AI to do it. Okay, so we can do that. You can tell it not to engage with posts that have no reactions on it. You can see I'm playing it pretty safe. I pretty much have everything turned on. Like, do not, if it has no reactions, don't engage with it. I don't have suggested for you. So, Facebook will say, oh, you might like this content. Shows up in your feed. Right now, I have that to where it is allowed to. I can say, don't engage with content that's suggested for me. I only want you to engage with my friends. Okay. Coming soon, you'll be able to tell it the people you don't want it to engage with. Just like you have one that tells it who it can engage with, you can also say, hey, this is my mom. She doesn't need a comment from you. This person's already on my team. This person's already a customer or a client of mine. I don't want you to create engagement for the algorithm or for those people on my behalf. So you can add people to your blacklist and say, don't engage with these people. Okay. My mom does always need a comment. You're right. She actually does. She always asks me, did you see my Facebook post? Yes, Mom, I did. All right. So, you can tell it for that you cannot not to engage with things that don't have comments yet. You can say don't engage with groups, don't engage with pages, don't engage with ads. Okay, so that coming soon down the line, one of the last features I believe will be that you can say only engage with groups, and I want you to only engage in this group. So you'll be able to tell it which groups that you want it to engage in. That'll be a fully featured item that's coming down the line. Okay, so that's some of the controls that you have. Now, before I go into how we do this, I want to tell you all the features that are coming that I know of. One of the things is you'll be able to do, how we can use smart images. We'll be able to add images in our comments. So like a lot of people do, you can create a smart GIF and you'll be able to put the link to that GIF and it will actually it'll choose randomly from those. So you'll be able to do pictures on people's posts, which will be cool. Okay. You'll be able to have, like I said, listed friends, whitelisted, blacklisted. You'll be able to do that. You'll be able to do what's called a deep engage. You can see that right here. So here's what the deep engage means. If there's someone that you are really wanting, they are the top of your ideal customer list, and you really believe that they would benefit from your product, program, or service, you can tell the tool that when that person posts and you react to their post and comment on their post, that you want the tool to go to their profile, choose in the number of posts that you tell it to choose. So maybe you say for the next 3 posts, go find 3 posts and I want you to react to those posts in kind. And you'll also be able to send that person a message because you want to create engagement with that person. Okay. That's what we call a deep engage. Okay. And then finally, what's called engagement buddies. And engagement buddies will be a group of people that are all using Genius Engager. You'll be able to put your profile out there so that they can turn on their engager to help your engagement go up as well. So these are people that you won't know, but you're all in a part of this community of people using this tool. And then the tool will then help you guys each other if you want to use this. I'm not promoting any of these. I'm telling you what's available. If you want to use this, you'll be able to say, oh, okay, there's 25. I've got 25 engagement buddies. When I post, I know I'm going to get 5 to 25 comments from my engagement buddies automatically. So it's going to create engagement for me. Okay. So that's also coming soon. There's some other features that I've asked for clarity on, but those are some of the things that are coming. So engaging with groups only, engagement buddies, blacklist, whitelist, and then deep engager where you're going in and really focusing on a specific individuals or a group of individuals. And then the image gallery, that's what's coming. So how does this work? Let me see. Do you want me to stop and answer any questions? I've been talking for a lot. Let me look at your questions here. All right, guys, let me look here. So questions, is it already in? Okay, let's go to the top here. It's amazing. It's actually very cool. I love it. Can you set something up so it doesn't come? I told you, yes, that's coming soon. Is it already in Social Connector? So Trisha, this is actually a tool based on the cost of this tool at the full featured amount. I cannot add this as a bundled offer. I'm not allowed to per my licensing agreement because of what I charge for Social Connector. If I charged more for Social Connector as a base, then I could bundle it in. But because I only charge $97 at my highest level, I am not allowed to add this as a bundled tool to Social Connector. Okay. So currently it's a standalone tool. What it will be is people will be allowed to buy it forever, even if they're not social connectors. They'll be allowed to go, oh, I don't use any of the other tools, but I really want this tool, and they'll be able to buy it as a standalone tool. Okay, we have a sales page for it. You can go buy it right now. At its full feature, it will be $97 as a standalone. As a bundled item, it will probably be the $97 that you pay for Social Connector plus $47 when it's bundled. Okay, so if you want to upgrade and you're already a Social Connector, you'll have the option to do that for $47. As it stands right now, I am giving 35. I think now we're down to 30. There are 30 available subscriptions for $37. And that will be for life. You will not pay any more than the $37 a month for life. So even when it goes to 97 or 47, you'll stay at 37. And if you happen to cancel Social Connector, I will likely let you keep that tool at the price you paid for. Okay. So that's just the way it has to be because I have a licensing agreement. If I could, I would just throw it in. I just can't. I'm not allowed to. So, and if I got caught, everyone would lose their licenses and that'd be a bummer. So I want to keep my integrity in check. My mom always needs to comment. Will it engage in old posts that come across our news feed? I believe that that's the refreshing. I'll find out details on that, Steph, but I believe that that's where the refreshing of the feed comes in. If it's already engaged on a post, it should not engage again. That I will tell you. So it will engage as it goes through your list, but if it's already engaged, it should not engage again. If you already like something, will it skip it? I'll test that and find out. I'm all about breaking things, so I have no problem like going in and liking a bunch of things in my feed and then turning it on and seeing what happens. So I'll check that and let you know. Can we set this up for people? That is a great question, Cindy. This is the first thing that happens when you log into this tool is it connects to your Facebook and it makes that connection. So you may have to do this as on the phone with one of your clients. If you're someone who runs tools like this for your clients, we have a few people that do that. This might be a Zoom call setup for you where you let them, like they give you control of their screen via Zoom and you take care of it for them, because I don't believe this is like one of those things where you can log in for them because it's very connected to your Facebook account. So that's one of the things I noticed about it right away when I first started using it. I'll get clarification, but when I first started using it, the very first thing it makes you do is connect to your Facebook account. And you have to paste in your link and all the things. So I'll find out. It is a great price. So funny thing about that, what Denise just said. So San Diego here in California, we're an unfair example. Okay. Because we have a stupid minimum wage. If you live in California and you're benefiting from that, please forgive me. I'm very angry about it, but my son's getting ready to go work at McDonald's and he's going to make $20 an hour because that's our minimum wage here in California now. So I told him, good for you because you have no bills. Bad for me because if I wanted to buy a cheeseburger, it would cost me $20. So the beauty thing is you can put in what the hourly rate you would pay a VA is. So I put $10 an hour, which I know is way cheap for a VA. If Jody were on here right now, she's a VA trainer, she'd probably kill me because I know $10 an hour is cheap. But as it runs, it keeps track of how often it's running and it'll show you how much money it saved you. Okay. So I've only let it run for 52 minutes so far. It saved me $8.79. That's somebody else's work. Now, if you know me, you know that my fee, this is what I charge per hour. So if I were doing something, I've saved $219 if I had hired myself to do this. So this is a really, if you are someone who works with clients, or if you're wondering if this tool is worth it, just plug in what you would pay someone else to do these things, or the hours that it's saving you that you can work on other things, and figure out what your regular job's hourly rate is, and you'll know how much of a savings this is. So yes, it is a huge savings. Let me look at the chat here. All right. Cindy, yeah, I think we just have to test it and see. They definitely have to buy their own account, for sure. You cannot run this on multiple Facebook accounts. It will not work. There you go. Denise charges $50 an hour. So I've already saved $50 this last 3 days on a tool that cost me $37. So yeah, there you go. Does it work off of keywords in the post? Okay, so let's go into that, guys. Great segue. Hope that you guys are, I know this is already 30 minutes and I normally don't go this long on training, but I knew that tonight would be something that would be good to explain. We do have a really short demo for people. If you want to go look at it, and I'll give you the link to that. So let's talk about how it works. So the first thing it is you set up your ChatGPT. You have to create an OpenAI key. Everyone asks, oh my gosh, is that expensive to use OpenAI for this? Let me show you what my expenses are. I probably shouldn't show you this, but let me just show you. Since I started using this along with all of your Content Geniuses for the month of May, and we're May 29th, all of your submissions on Content Genius and this tool, which has been running for 3 days, that's what it's cost me. So you can get an idea. I have 100 and lots more. We have almost 200 subscribers to Social Connector now. All of you have full access to Content Genius, plus all of the lead magnets that I have out there that give access to Content Genius that run every single day. And with all of those things running, including this tool, I've spent a whopping $3.79. You're going to pay an average of 0.005 cents per thing that it does. Okay. So you'll have to set up an OpenAI account. It's very easy to do. I'll probably do a training just for you. Okay. So you have to set that up. I use ChatGPT 4o because it is the most advanced, the cheapest, and it works the best. But you can choose 3.5, which is the oldest, 4, which is the slowest and most expensive, or 4o. Okay. You're going to give it a default system prompt. Don't worry. I've already built it for you in Content Genius, and it will be inside of the training tomorrow. So that all you have to do is answer the questions inside of Content Genius, and it will give you a really good starting default system prompt. Okay. So we've already given you that. That's coming out tomorrow in your accounts. And if you're not a subscriber of ours, we're putting it into the learning portion of the Engager training. So you'll have this as well. So you're going to tell it a general overview of who you are. So this is mine. So you're a relational and conversational person named Jeremy Nix. Okay. You love connecting with others and engaging with their content. You're a social marketer specializing in social media marketing, specifically with direct sellers, digital products, and network marketers. Your purpose on social media is to engage positively and meaningfully with others, put relationships first, build connections and trust, all without blatant advertising, because I just don't want to be that guy. Your subtle goal is to connect with potential ideal customers in a natural and authentic way. And here's your tone. So I give it my tone. I give it my language style, which is casual but intelligent. I like to believe I'm intelligent and highly relatable. Okay. So this is who I want to be. Guys, this is a chance you get to be who you want to be. This is who I want to be. If I were to put the real me, it might be you make jokes at inappropriate moments and usually they're not really funny, but that's not what I want to be. This is who I want to be. Okay. So you get to put your default system prompt. This is just an overall, basically you're creating an assistant who's going to speak on your behalf. So you want them to know who you want to be. Okay. So that's the first thing you do. Again, we've already gone through the settings in the engagement area. Then you come into your comments and you go per type of reaction. Now for me, I only have like and love right now, but you would do this per type of reaction. Okay. The first way you can do this, which is safe and generic if you do it well, would be to create a basic system prompt. You see how this says sys prompt? Because these are basic. So this is an example. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. This is basic. System prompt is using AI. Sorry. Flip that. To use a basic prompt, and you can use what's called syntax. So here is this is a default. This is a static comment. It's going to have very little changes. It doesn't know the content of the post that you're commenting on. It's just going to go, oh, you gave this a like? Great. This is one of our options that we can choose. So for this example, I created, I love your, and then this is called Spintax. And you can see it right here. Okay. And what it will do is it will randomly choose this, or this every time it posts. Okay. So it's called spin. It spins it up. So I love your journey. I love your story. I love your content. Thank you for sharing this. And then I used a merge field, which will tag the person. Okay. And it'll tag whoever's post this is. Okay. Then it says today. Now, if I have this one turned on and I run the tool, it will post a version of this on every single time it reacts to a post with a like. Can someone put in the chat or nod your head if that makes sense? Okay. So that is just you writing generic, and I'll say safe comments. Okay. You would do the same thing for love, and you can create multiple of these, and the tool will go through and use these randomly. So if I turned all of these on and I started the system, it would do all of them randomly. So on one, it might use my AI prompt. On another, it might use this prompt, right? So it's going to do random. Is that making sense? Okay, so that is one way you can do it, is just using a very default, simple, safe approach. If you're going to do AI, and this is before I updated, so I'm going to do this real quick. I'm going to copy this. Okay, if you're going to do AI, you're going to come in and you're going to click Enable AI Content. First thing it's going to do is it's going to give the AI context. So here's my default, so it understands who I am. And then it's going to ask, okay, but what do you want me to do with this? And I'm going to paste this in, but I'll show you. So I'm going to say comment on, and then we use these merge tags like this, post content. So it reads the content. When it sees this, it reads the content. It's a merge tag. Okay, so it says comment on this post content. Keep it simple. Make no commitments. The reason I put that in there is I suddenly had it like asking to buy people's products. And I'm like, I don't want you to buy people's products. So keep it simple. Make no commitments. Keep the comment under 100 characters or one sentence. Don't use hashtags. Questions are good if possible. Tag the user using tag this. Okay. And then I'm going to bring this up. So now, if I save this, now advanced settings, if you understand AI, you can turn this on and doing the temperature and moving it closer to 1 makes the AI get really creative, but it doesn't always keep it on track. So I don't recommend that you'd use advanced settings if you don't understand them. Default is always usually set at the safest rate. Okay. Now we're going to click save. Okay. And I'm going to turn off this one. So now here it is. We have this. Okay. So it knows who I am, and it also knows how I want it to handle these posts that come in that I like them. Now, I don't think that I need a different post for this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that off. I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to clone this, and I'm going to clone it to the hearts. Boom, just like that. So now when I come into love, you're going to see that we have the exact same prompt, because it's just something I've loved. It doesn't matter. Now, I probably would come up with something different for haha, or for wow, or for sad. I might give it a little bit of a different prompt. But let's just say that we have those two on, okay? Let's come back into, so that was really simple to do, right? Yes, makes sense? Really simple to do. So then all we have to do is we come back. I'm just going to go into engagement real quick. I'm going to tell it only do these two things for right now, because that's what we have built. And I'm going to go ahead and run the engagement. And for now, I'm going to set this down to 1 so that it happens a little faster. Okay. And I'm going to run the engagement. So what happens is I click run engagement, and over on my left-hand side, a small tab opens up with it's another version of Facebook. It's just opening up, and it's saying we're engaging now. So it's going to go through my feed, and it's going to start looking at my Facebook feed. And of course, this will be the time. There we go. So it's starting the process. So we have 1 minute and 41 seconds. I had to load the feed, and it's going to take 1 minute and 41 seconds, and it's going to engage. While it's doing that, let me look at your questions. Okay, so when you ask Kim, does it work with keywords off the post? You can put in the prompt if the post has, and you can say keywords, right? If the post asks me to respond with, then do this. You can tell the AI to do that. Does that make sense, Kim? Because it's going to be able to read the content of the post. So if the post says respond with yes, then I would tell the AI, if the post contains a call to action, simply reply with that call to action. Does that make sense? And then it would do that. AI knows what call to actions are. AI was built for business people before anyone else. Okay. So it understands what a CTA is. All right. Will we have an affiliate link for this? Stephanie, at the $37 rate, you will not have an affiliate link. I cannot justify it with who I call the house CEO, also known as my wife. I can't justify at $37. I can't justify 20%. So there, when this goes up for people, and we get to this, because it's gonna incrementally grow in price. When it goes up, there will be a point that the affiliate will kick in. But right now, I cannot justify it. This tool is very expensive for me to resell, so I can't justify it. It costs me a lot of money. I just know it's worth it. This is one of those tools. If I'm going to let you guys in behind the scenes, this is one of those tools that I'm doing it for the love of my community, not because I'm going to make a lot of money off of it. Okay, so that's that. It will tag them with whatever their name is on the tagging. It will tag them with whatever their name is on Facebook. Just like when you normally tag somebody, it'll always do it. The only way you can fix that is if you delete. So it's just going to tag them with their full link. What do you mean cost you how? So OpenAI, when you use AI, you're going through, it's like using ChatGPT, but they do what they have, not a subscription, but a pay-as-you-go method for OpenAI. Okay, so you have to give them, you basically charge it with like $10. If you sign up for OpenAI, I think they're still doing this. They're going to give you a one-time credit of like $18. Okay, and so they'll give you that credit, and then you pay, like I said, it's per 1,000 tokens. Tokens are about 700 words. Per 1,000 tokens, you're going to pay 0.005 cents per token that you use, per 1,000 tokens that you use, excuse me. So like I said, I run all of Content Genius on OpenAI. I have almost 200 users, and I go in and look at all your usage every day because I always want to see. And with all the usage that's going on, and I have heavy usage, I've spent $3.29 this month, or $3.79 on my OpenAI. So you're not going to spend a lot of money. Okay. Yes, Stephanie, I've added these first prompt, the default prompt. I have added it to Content Genius, and you'll see it in the account tomorrow. Cool. That's completely up to you, Sue. I'm just telling you as it relates. If you wanted it to do that, you could. I probably would go the opposite way and say if it has a CTA, don't reference it. Right? Because I don't want it to just, okay, here we go. We got a comment, guys. Yay, we got a comment. So let's go in and it's like we just caught a fish. So we're going to go to our activity log. Here it is. So it's Monisha here. And she posted this. I got another story for you. And all it says is, what's the scoop this time? Right? Sounds exciting. What's the scoop this time? Just jumping in with her. That's all. Really simple. Is it the greatest comment? No. But her post didn't have the greatest content. So of course it's not going to give us that. It went on a live video, right? So one thing I immediately in my mind think is, if the content is short and obscure, simply create a small "I like this" response. Like, you can tell the AI to do anything. It's reading the post. It knows what the post has, so it can keep it really simple, right? So you can teach it all those things. Okay, I'm gonna let it keep running. It's gonna run another one here in a second. Let me see. If I have ChatGPT 4.0, yes, because you're using ChatGPT, not OpenAI. OpenAI has two things going on. They have what's called platform.openai, and they have chat.openai. Platform is what we are using for all these external tools. It's what I use for Content Genius. It's a developer tool with no code needed. But so you have to have an account with platform.openai. Okay. I'm running this every morning at 6:30, and I'm going to bump it to 1 hour from 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. my time. Yes, exactly. What you just said, Stephanie, is perfect. You could do that. Okay. Okay. Any other questions, guys? If not, like I said, for a limited time, I have a limited number of, they're called licenses. I have a limited number of licenses that I can do this with right now. I've been given permission. It was very strict permission. So I know that you all would love to have an even better deal. I'm really being integrous with the guidelines here. So it's $37 a month. Oh, we just did another one. Did we get one here? Let's see. I saw it. I just don't know where it went. 647, 16, 1647. Oh, there we go, on Jen. So here's Jen's. Are you looking tired, weary, burnt out, dry? This sounds so refreshing. What's the most challenging part about your burnout journey? Because that's what it read it. And my thing is all about asking questions, right? So it's always going to ask a question. So that's how it works. So again, we as a people tend to overthink our comments. AI won't do that. It'll be kind of nice for you. So $37 until we run out of the $37 plan, and then it'll move up to $47, which will always be the case. If you're a subscriber, you'll be able to upgrade for $47 a month. That will be a subscription. You'll be able to upgrade at any level. So if you're a basics and you want this, you'll be able to upgrade for $47. If you're a, oh yeah, let me give you guys the place to go to get it if you want it. Sorry.